Connor, a really positive performance in tricky conditions against Accrington on Saturday. What are your final takeaways from the game?
Great result. We knew what they're about. We knew their endeavour and their work rate, and they'd be up and at you and physical, try press high, and thought we dealt with it all great. They, as you touched on, not great weather conditions for a game of football. Listen, we see that up and down the country, so both teams have got to deal with it. I thought we managed it excellently. They had a few little sniffs on cutbacks without really being clear, without having a clear look at our goal. I thought we deserved to win by 2 clear goals. I thought it was a good performance. If we could have won by a couple more if we take our chances, especially in the first half. So really pleasing, and it's good to get back-to-back wins here at the Hive in the league as well, which helps a lot.
Callum Stead got his first EFL goal after scoring in the Virtue Trophy against Brighton under-21s. How much confidence will that allow him to kick on in search for more?
It's important. It was a big factor on Tuesday actually as to why we played him and left him on actually for, I think he played the full 90 on Tuesday night against Brighton. We'd maybe hummed and had a little bit about resting him or playing him for 60 and getting him out, but we thought, you know what, leave him on if he can maybe get a goal. It might, because obviously it's well documented he hasn't scored this season prior to that, so we thought if we could leave him on, maybe sniff a goal out, it might help him, and it's proved to do that. So he managed to score 2 goals in a week, so we're really pleased for him. To be fair to Steady, we know what he's like. He makes a million movements, he's excellent, he's a pest for the opposition, he gets a lot of chances, and it'll do him the world of good that he's managed to score on back-to-back games, and please God he can keep that run going.
Idris Kanu, again, a huge nuisance and seemed to be just about everywhere. How important is it to manage a key player like that who's got such a big influence on games?
He's been unbelievable, and he's. I see a lot of shouts from the fans about him being a player of the season so far, and it's hard to argue with that. I think especially the last 3 or 4 games he's been unplayable. So key for us. He's a great lad. He works on his game, he works hard, and you can see that in the games. I think for himself he'd probably say he'd like to score more. But I think it's coming. He looked like he probably deserved the goal Saturday. He was unfortunate not to do so. So we're so pleased with him. He's been excellent for us. And as I said, he's a key player, and you can see that on Tuesday. Obviously, he's given a rest on Tuesday in the game prior, against Brighton. So he's a key player for us. He gets through so much work. It's important that if we have got 2 games in a week and we can avoid playing him in them cup games, and it helps him a lot and it helps the team.
He seems to be back to his best now. I suppose just missing a few goals, which are probably really well deserved for him.
100%. I think he's been unfortunate not to score, to be honest. But he will. His numbers will go up because he's getting in the right areas, he's getting the right positions. I believe he had the most touches in the opposition box on Saturday, which is a great stat for him. So if he's getting in them areas, there's no doubt the goal will come because he's got so much quality. So, but we're delighted with him, and as we are a lot of players. It's not just obviously Idris. There's been a lot of standout performers, and I think that's throughout the whole group, not just the starting 11. That's 1 to 16 or whatever it may be. So, and it shows in our points tally in the last 8 games.
Any squad updates ahead of the weekend? Obviously, we know there are some players unavailable, the likes of Kane Smith, Mark Shelton, Ronnie Stutter. How are those guys getting on?
Yeah, Kano's probably still a little bit too soon. He's also had the birth of his second kid, so it's amazing for him and his family. So them 3 or 4 days that he weren't with us, he probably needs to catch up a little bit on anyway. So a little bit too soon for him. Schultz is back in and around it. Whether it's enough for him to be involved in the game, we'll see. He's not trained much, so but he's very, very close. And Stutz is a little bit away. He's still not back on the grass or anything. He'd be another few weeks away yet. So be good if we can. We got lads coming back, which always helps. So they're not a million miles away. Any of them 3 lads. As I said, Schultz probably the closest.
And I suppose a name on supporters' minds is Joe Hugel. Obviously, injury. Back up north to get it sorted. How's his progress coming along? Yeah, so we've obviously kept in touch regularly with them. It's quite a nasty injury, so it's taken a long time. It was a pretty big one, so he's not far away. I believe he's getting another scan just to check on it, but he should hopefully be back down with us in the next 2-3 weeks, which will be a big boost to the group as well to have him down. So yeah, he's not far away as well. So we're looking or heading that direction where it seems lads are on the mend, on the way back in the next month or so, which will help the group a lot. So a trip to Prenton Park to face Tranmere on Saturday, a team who Barnet have never faced in the league before. What sort of test are you expecting from Andy Crosby's side?
Listen, it feels like we say the same thing. They're very aggressive and athletic, but that's the nature of the division. They got some experienced players. Joe Ironside, obviously a successful season last year and a successful career. Amari Patrick's been electric for them. Very similar to Accrington in terms of he play on the left hand side and he's an outlet like Heath was for Accrington last week and has been all season. So I think he's got 6 goals this year. So they've got a lot of threats. They're an aggressive team. They're physical. They're strong on both boxes. They're well organised. So the similar test that a lot of League Two teams seem to pose. So we know how tough it's going to be, and on the match itself, in terms of having never played, it's amazing really. So please God, it'll bring a lot of fans up that will want to tick that stadium off their list. So if we can get a big following, it'll give the lads even a bigger boost.
Tranmere had a strong start to the season, unbeaten in their first 4, but haven't managed to win in the league since late August. What have you made of some of their more recent performances?
They're still in the games though. You see the game against Bromley, in the conditions we spoke about last Saturday, and they're 3-1 down just after half time, and 10 minutes later they're 3-3. So it shows they got a lot of desire, they got a lot of grit, never say die attitude. So they'll be a tough game. I think they're always involved in the game. It's not a case of being brushed aside. Of course, they would like to pick up more wins in the last few weeks. They haven't won for 6, but they're still in the games, as I said, and that desire and that will to come back away at Bromley, which we know is a tough place to go. You're 3-1 down in the 46th, 47th minute, and to come back to 3-3 quite quick shows the desire they got in the group. So it's not going to be easy. It'll be a tough place to go.
We'll be looking to make it 5 on the road unbeaten. Just how pleasing is it that we've been successful away from home?
It's been massive. The way we started our home form, it was pretty key, to be fair. But no, it's excellent. I think it's always tough to go away in any division, especially in this league. You look at the results of 5:30 every Saturday, and it's rare you see a lot of away wins. And we're really, really pleased with our away form. And if we can try and continue that, it'll be a big boost for us. And as I said, we've managed to have an improvement at home, so that's been massive for us. But if we can carry on away and obviously keep the momentum at home as well, we've got a real chance this year.
Conor, thank you for your time.
Cheers, Dan.